I get the cheat code, I'm a beast. They said they'll never let me out of lease. Stop all the cap, I'm just tryna see. You really back what you talk on the beat. They put me in, I'ma walk on the beat. I eat my plate and it make me obese. I been pushing lyrics like a Kingpin. And when today we got no.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Olaf.
Hello.
I'm sitting here playing with my faces on my Apple Watch over here. Give me a second. I was trying to figure out what time it was, and I think I forgot how to read a clock. Jeez,
That's
Louise.
funny.
So I'm trying to find the big digital numbers.
I love Apple Watches.
Yeah.
So do I.
Like they tell you everything, like
Yeah.
your health.
Yeah.
Messages. I like the
Everything.
notifications. It tells me to stand up. That's
Yes.
important to me.
Tells you to
Yes.
breathe.
Yeah, hey, breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's always right. Like when it tells you to breathe, I'm actually like holding my breath. It's the weirdest shit.
Yeah.
One time
So
for
shout
some
out to
sunlight. We've got some sunlight here in Atlanta. It's been looking like we were in a cave for a very long time.
Man, pray for California. Hopefully, by the time they watch this, that cyclone would have came and went, and there would have been no catastrophic loss of life. But it's looking bleak for the West Coast right now. Oh, it's really freak weather.
It is freak
global
weather.
warming
It's
is real.
bipolar. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, global warming is real.
Yes.
So if you guys haven't planted a tree and switched over to paper straws, you're part of the problem. So hug a tree, kiss a dolphin, spay and neuter your animals. You know what I mean? Do your part.
Buy a t-shirt.
Yeah, buy a t-shirt. Buy
a
two
mug.
t-shirts.
Buy a mug.
I think we need to start selling like dog t-shirts for the animal lovers. We have cheat coders that have
For
animal
the
lovers.
fur babies.
Yeah,
That's what
the
they
people.
call them.
That's a big culture. You know what I mean? Animals.
Big culture.
Yeah, big pets is a big thing. So.
We lost somebody a part of the culture, Gangsta Boo.
Yeah, that was a
Oh
hard
man,
one.
yeah, we've
That
lost
was
so
a
many.
really
It was
hard
horrible, and we started the year with that shenanigans.
That was on.
I
that was
didn't-
on
like-
January 1st.
I didn't realize how loved she was. I mean, I loved her, but I didn't realize how many other people
looked up to her.
yes,
and drew inspiration from her.
She
Yeah.
was just
Yeah.
a joy.
I hate the fact that we have to wait till somebody passes to celebrate him. Because she was a cultural icon before she passed.
Oh yeah.
And
Agreed.
the fact that
Yeah,
people
yeah.
had to wait till she was expired and she had, gone on
I
to the
didn't.
next.
I didn't wait. I told her
phase.
3 days before she passed that
You
I
had a
loved her.
relationship with her. You know what I
Yes.
mean? But the vast majority of people, and I'm telling you because I follow the same people who posted their love and all that stuff for her. I never seen them post a video. I never seen them make an old school mix and highlight her. I never seen any of that.
Right.
But the minute she died, it was just like, oh my God, and she meant so much to me and to the culture. And it was just like, I wonder how much better the quality of her life would have been
Had
had
she
she
known.
have known that she had that type of love
Right.
and support. And I wonder how
Right.
much better her quality of life would have been if she could have gotten those streams and those views and stuff while she was alive to reap the benefits of that. Now, mind you, I'm sure it's all going to be, go to her, wherever her estate and her family. And I'm praying that her business affairs are in order. But it's a sad
They will
reality
be.
of what we are, man, is that, there are people right now that impacted this culture. And that's why I said in one of our last episodes, maybe we need to call somebody an MVP. Because I don't want to wait till anybody is dead anymore to give them their flowers or their just due.
Agreed.
If we could celebrate them while they're alive, then we need to. For real, for real.
Keep in mind that the resurgence of her came from their verses. Remember,
Right.
because before that it was kind of
Right.
quiet. But when the 3 6 Mafia did their verses, everybody was like Gangsta Boo, Gangsta Boo, Gangsta Boo versus Bone Thugs and Harmony, correct?
Right.
Yeah. So I do believe she started to get them, but then, she left us and it was like, damn. Yeah,
Sad.
sucks.
Sad. We've lost a lot of people and praying for all of their families and their fans and their friends and their loved ones. Because, coping with the passing, I just seen Quavo just made a song about Takeoff and a video and just introduced that into the world. And I know they got to be going through a lot of stuff, man. It's not easy losing somebody that
not.
you love and somebody that, especially, in the Migos case where somebody was an intricate part of their creation and their creative process.
And taken from you.
Right,
And
and
taken
taken.
from-
Yeah, it wasn't natural causes. Like he was taken.
He was murdered.
I think it was Say Cheese
Unfortunately.
posted a meme just recently, or it was Ugly Money Nietzsche reposted a Say Cheese. Somebody did. And it had a picture of all of the celebrities that we lost in 2022. All
It was
the
a
artists.
lot. Yes.
That was sobering. I really
Yes.
looked at it and it made my shoulders really heavy. And
One of my
bothered me.
newsletters that I read counts them. Like it's a music business. It's Music Redef, and they count the number of rappers that pass. every
Music
year.
re-death.
Yes, it's crazy.
PNB Rock. There's just so many.
Too
people,
many,
man.
just
There's
too
too
many.
many to name. Look, Heed. Too many to name. Too many to question why. Because I'm not one to question. Nobody's will. But I will say that if it would be happening to country western singers, if it would be happening to rock and roll artists, I don't even think at the height of heroin, rock and roll artists were ODing at the
the
level
number, correct,
that urban
that we
artists are
are,
dying
yes.
at right now. And we're talking about when it wasn't uncommon for an artist to die on stage.
Jimi Hendrix, Jim Morrison.
OD'd on stage.
Yes.
Like, it wasn't
Yes, yes,
uncommon.
yes. Agreed.
Drug use was rampant. Everybody was experimenting and free love.
But there was no fentanyl.
And I don't think that killed as many people as we're. And it's not, not only drugs, but the people that are on the drugs that are, making poor choices, deaths over drugs, over past, whatever history or whatever it was. So I don't know, man. If it were any other genre, if we were losing scientists, could you imagine if 50 of the most prominent scientific minds had been lost, 50 of the most greatest mathematical minds, 50 entrepreneurs, businessmen? If that would have just happened in any other field, it would be front page news. But because it's urban culture, it's like, yeah, you know what you signed up for. And that's so sad. And that's why we want to change this. That's why we want to change this. I think that's why we do the cheat code. That's why I do it, because I want to change this, bro.
Yeah.
I want
Change
these
the
kids that
narrative.
are listening to this, and make no mistake about it. When I say a kid, you're an infant in the music business. If you've already been doing this 2 or 3 years, you're a kid to me. I want these kids to be successful, man, so that we can get on to the next phase of what's next. We're still trying to clean up the mess from the 70s and fucking 80s, you guys.
Yeah.
We're still trying to clean up the super digital audio CD nightmares and 10 package singles. We're still trying to clear up all of that shit.
Think about it. Think about how rare is it to see a rapper get old?
No.
Where it's-
Relevant rappers, shout out to Snoop, bro. I think Snoop's gonna live forever.
Like, how rare is to see a Snoop Dogg, Warren G.
But on the flip side, urban artists probably have a longer shelf life than any other genre of music, superstardom wise.
Well, it is the most popular genre of music. That probably plays a role in it.
Right. So we're losing them at a higher rate, and there's no way to offset that. That's a horrific number.
Pop Smoke, he was
the
19.
amount of people that we've lost because of whether it's envy, jealousy, hatred, crime, unnecessary actions or thoughts or whatever it is. People
Mental
that are throwing
illness.
their lives away. Look at the shooting case where old boy just got found guilty, threw his whole life away, career away.
Tory
And
Lanez.
they all gambled this in the court of public opinion. It's just so unfortunate, man, that a lot of these people are going to make decisions that are going to alter their path to stardom or derail them, and then bring potential other people down with them as well. It's horrible, man. So
All right, let's change gears a little bit. Let's talk about the month of February. We were talking about that off
month of February. Are you
camera.
guys ready for February? By the time you guys watch this,
For
I'm on
artists,
March.
what the
You
hell
should
are
be
you
walking
talking
into
about?
first
What the
February.
hell is the month of
the
February?
month of February for the music industry, right? The month of February we'll see Grammy weekend, first week in Los Angeles.
You got Super Bowl.
Immediately followed by the Super Bowl in Phoenix, Arizona.
Also big.
Immediately followed by Magic in Las Vegas.
Also big.
Immediately followed
All-Star.
by NBA All-Star Weekend in Salt Lake City, Utah. Immediately followed by CIAA in Baltimore, Maryland. Immediately followed by the first 2 weeks of spring break. Immediately followed by the second week of South by Southwest. Holy shit, Batman.
It's a lot. It's always our busiest
Are
month.
you ready?
7-8 weeks. I really hope they're ready. I really hope that these guys have figured out where they're going to be, where they want to be, if they want to be there physically, if they want to be there digitally, if these guys are getting products and t-shirts, if these guys are having product releases and are going to release a song right around their South by Southwest performance. I'm hoping they've already got it submitted. I'm hoping they've already got it uploaded. I'm hoping they got it registered. I'm hoping they got a show set. I'm hoping they've already tapped into whoever they're going to go perform with these weekends and have submitted all of their flyers to all of the touring platforms so that they can start leaving that digital footprint moving forward, so that when it comes time to perform next year, you can say, hey, yeah, I did this tour at the beginning of the year, and this quarter I was doing this, that, or the third, and I performed in front of this amount of people, and I performed here, there, all of the things that matter. I hope you're doing all of those things. Chances are you're not. Chances are you're just, you're waiting for somebody to come rescue you, and they love to ask you, what's it going to take? Hey, Kingpin, I got a record I want to take down to Florida. What's it going to take?
Let's work.
Yeah, that's their favorite.
Let's work. I hate
Let's
that.
work.
Oh, I hate that
too.
fucking shit.
Let's
All right,
work.
so
I already
you
am.
mentioned South
Thank
by
you.
Southwest. In our very first or second episodes, we talked about South by Southwest because we started our podcast
Right around there.
2022, around that time. Is South by Southwest important for artists to attend, perform, or should they just be like, fuck it? No.
It depends on what you mean by attend. If attend means going to the panels and learning something and networking and understanding the music business better, absolutely. But if you're just going to go and hang out and go walk down 6th Street and hang out with stars, or try to hang out with stars, then no, because it's the most expensive week in Austin ever.
Yeah.
Like a Red Roof Inn is $300 a night.
Right.
To get into South by, like an all access pass is $1,200. It is an extremely expensive week. And it's crowded. Like you're going to be one artist promoting down there out of 7,000 in all genres. So you're not going to stand out. It's not, if you understand what South by is and you utilize it for how it can benefit you, absolutely. It's beneficial.
Yeah.
But if not, no.
Every relationship I've ever made started at a music conference or at a festival. Every single one. So I'm the wrong person to ask. I'm going to go to South by, but I don't go to South by Southwest to fill a faddle.
Right.
The artists that are coming with me, if I see you walk out of the hotel room with some tight pants on and some Balenciagas, you're not coming to work. You're coming to look cool. You can stay at the hotel, bro. Because we're moving too fast. When I'm out here, we're going to be in the crowd. We're going to be hanging stuff up. We're going to be getting dirty. We're going to have zip ties in our hoodie. I don't want, if they see me, I want them to see me working.
Yeah.
I want them to remember what I put up. Right?
Yeah.
So, to me, all of those, like again, and we talked about it in one of the other episodes, if I know where I'm going to be, if I know I want to be in South by Southwest, then okay, cool. Am I going to drive there? What markets am I going to stop into on the way there? Is it going to be a 14-hour drive from where my part of the country? Is it an 8-hour drive, a 10-hour drive? Because a 10-hour drive sounds like 2 days to me. Because me is going to stop. Me is going to create and capture content. Me is going to try to meet people because I'm going to try to get everything out of the way I can till when I get there. And while I'm there, I'm going to network with every single person. I'm going to scour, find the events, find the way that I can help so that I can come in, bring in something to the table. Hey, man, I did this for you. I need this. I need you to do this for me. So I'm different. I'm a different animal, bro. We planned South by Southwest. We were talking about the month of February, March, and April, and October.
Yep.
So we're a different breed. You know what I mean? We did not want to talk to you guys about it in October. We're talking about it in October.
Yeah.
We're building for it. And that's why we're trying to give you this now. Because at the end of the day, it's all about prior proper planning prevents piss poor performance. If you fail to plan, then you have planned to fail.
Okay. How should an artist adapt when what they're doing is not working?
How do you know?
Good question.
Because they haven't waved the wand at you. Nobody's called your name for a Grammy yet.
It depends on what your measuring stick is.
Somebody said this to me the other day, and I'm going to share it with you guys.
Should there be a measuring stick?
I think this is the greatest
There's
analogy
always a measuring stick.
ever in the music business.
Always. In everything.
If you're an independent artist and you're expecting a label to come sign you and take you away and give you all of the resources and give you everything that you need because you make good music, would be the equivalent of you expecting an NBA team to come pick you up and give you access and resources and all of that because you're the best player in your driveway. That's the music business, bro. That's the music business. That's why it has to be in motion. That's why it has to work. Everybody is a dreamer. Everybody isn't going to dream and work hard enough to get to the next level. You can want it, bro. There's enough want for everybody. But are you going to do what it takes to attain it? And that's the difference maker for a lot of people in this business. And that's why they won't build a fan base. They won't build a career because they don't want that enough. Because when you see that you have to work, you walk away from it. Because it's not worth rolling up your sleeves and getting dirty. I took a shower before I came here, bro. This is all clean clothes. I'm not going to get my hands dirty. And in this business, it requires you to get dirty first. You go through shit so you can shine, baby, when you come out of it.
You get beat up.
Yeah.
You get beat up for years. Yeah. It took me 6 years to make money in the music industry. It took me 10 years to be able to feed myself. I just bought my first house that I live in 7 years ago because I couldn't afford to buy a house. It's not a quick flip. It's a slow grind. It doesn't happen overnight. There's so many better ways to make money. You've got to really love this. Because if you're doing this for the money, you're going to be really disappointed.
You're going to be bitter and you're going to be resentful.
It's not enough. You're going to get knocked down. There has to be something really driving you to get back up.
So we were talking about measuring stick. What is the measuring stick and how do you compare it if you're an artist? If I'm an artist and I'm trying to figure out, okay, what is my stick that I'm measuring? Pause.
I think it's different. It's different for each artist. The measuring stick is fans, right?
Okay, there we go.
So you're building a fan base. So it's sort of like, and I don't know what each artist's ratio is, but you might need to reach 50 people to get one fan. You might need to reach 100 people to get one fan. You might need to reach 10,000 people to get one fan. You have to figure out what your own ratio is. And then you have to figure out how many people do you want to reach. So if you're, and I suck at math, so this is gonna be a hard one. But if
I fuck up at math all the time,
if
especially
you-
on here. So go ahead, have at it. Can't do no worse than me.
I'm gonna. So if your ratio is 1 out of 50 and you want to reach 1 million fans, you got to reach 50 million people. How are you going to reach 50 million people?
I think
How are you
Facebook is
gonna get them
25 cents
to-
for every 1,000.
How
Maybe
are
like
you going to get to
$5,000.
those folks? And then for every million streams you have, you're making somewhere between $3,500 and $5,000. So how are you going to make back that money that you're going to spend to reach those 50 million people? That's the measuring stick. It's math.
ROI, return on investment. How many times do we have? How many songs do we got to put out so that we can start to measure at the rate that we're building fans, followers, subscribers? I don't want no. You can keep the views on a video. All them fucking ads you guys are running and just running them views on. Chances are those people aren't logged into their YouTube, so that view doesn't count for your monetization anyway, bozo. Just looks good at the bottom of the screen.
I want the eyeballs first, though.
Yeah.
I don't mind that at first because I want the eyeballs.
And again, I wouldn't mind the
I wanna
eyeballs
suck 'em
either
in.
if they were based in America, if they were
Agreed.
if they spoke English.
Agreed.
That matters,
Agreed.
bro, because
That really matters.
I'm
Facts.
building discovery
Yes.
right now. I can't reach
Yes.
out to Uzbekistan. I have
They're
nothing with
not
being the
buying
number one
shirts. They're
streamer
not
in Italy, bro.
coming to
I have
shows
no problem with that.
in any of the stands.
I gotta be able to drive to DJ tonight and get a record played. It's gonna be hard for me to do that in Italy, man. I'm gonna spend a lot of resources.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to start converting a lot of my promo is gonna have to be translated into Italian. And you're talking to somebody that does that right now actively for our clients. We have clients that the minute they get 500 streams in Korea, we take a post and we translate it from English into Korean because there's somebody listening in Korea. So I want to make sure I target you. And guess what? The minute we do that, it goes from 500 to 750. Oh, I wonder why. So understanding that when you watch this stuff and you implement and you attack and the reaction, if you've sparked a conversation, if it's a conversation that makes you uncomfortable and you sparked it, it's on you to finish it. Don't stop ignoring fans. Stop ignoring people that you think don't have nothing for you because you're trying to learn, bro. You're always going to try to learn. You're in the discovery phase. Until you're getting $50,000 or $60,000 a show, you're in the discovery phase. You are being discovered.
I love that. Can we go down that lane a little bit? Because I
Please.
think that's an area artists don't give enough attention to. When you're promoting your music, you have to promote it where people discover
Discover it,
music.
yeah.
You can't promote it in places where they're going to see somebody that they already love, right? And the discovery platforms are SoundCloud, TikTok, and YouTube. That's what I focus heavily on when my artist is new. And then we show consistency. So we're dropping every other week or every third week or every week if they have enough material, because that consistency is what's building the career. And the consistency doesn't work in the first 6 weeks. The consistency works in the first 9 months. It's a very slow build for people to recognize because there's so much shit out here for us to consume and see that repetition has to be a very long repetition for somebody to start noticing. And then once they start noticing, then you suck them in. They go into the platforms like the Spotifys, the Apples, the Audiomax, the SoundClouds, wherever they consume music, and they see the body of work. And that's where they decide whether they like the artist or not. So I don't even have them in my grip at that point, and I'm already 9 months of money and content in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So once they discover the artist, now they decide, oh, I kind of like this, or nah, this isn't for me.
Just that quick,
Just that quick.
and it takes so long.
It takes so long to get
even
there.
get
Listen,
to that.
Yes.
If
opinion.
you've
Yes.
never released
Yes.
a song in your life, you've never released a song, and you're going to upload your first song to a DSP, it's going to take you about 6 records to get your mapping right. Fuck anything else. It's
And
gonna
what's
take
mapping
you 6
for
releases.
people? What's
is
mapping
when
for
you
people?
release it, it goes to the right profile on the right platform. And when it gets to that platform has a picture and it has a bio and it has social media links and and your video is released there. It's gonna take you 6 releases. And if you're doing them at least 4 to 6 weeks in between, That's 36 weeks. That's almost a fucking year, my guy.
Yeah.
That's before you're ready to say, I'm ready to dump resources on it. Because it's got to get mapped. That's the biggest mistake most artists get is they upload it and put it on a platform and then put a whole bunch of money on it. To what?
Right.
Who's listening? How do you know they're listening on Apple Music? How do you know they're listening on Spotify?
Right.
How do you know they're not on Deezer? How do you know they're not here? What do they look like? Are they listening to you for free or are they paid subscriptions? And in the midst of us doing that, we still are expected to figure out how to put up releases. That's why you got to put up a body. You got to figure out what you're going to come to get the war chest together. This all we got? Okay, cool. Now we're going to stretch this out for the year. We're not.
But let me interrupt you respectfully. Some artists don't want to hear that. They want you to be like, hey, push a button, Kingpin.
Right.
Wendy,
Wake
Dave,
me when I'm
Rari.
famous.
Wake me up when we get there.
Right.
But that's not how we get there.
What does the
We
dollar
can't wake
amount
you up
on
when
that
we
look
get there.
like? What is the dollar amount on that? Wake me up when the button gets there. Let's say you wanted to run. You want to reach 1 million people. Let's say you're running fucking $500 a day on ads. You're gonna have to run them for 90 days. That's 90 days at 500. That's how much? Do the math.
That's a lot.
That's just the ads. What about the social media management? You're not gonna want influencers? What about Spotify marquees? What about network television? What about the people that run and do all of this shit? You got $40,000 a month for the next 3 months? Pipe down, Junior. You don't even know who's listening to you, and you ready to put 40,000 for the world to hear you? Pipe down, son. Nobody gives a fuck right now.
Agreed.
This is when we take our time to get the information together so that when we put that $40,000 play out there, we know where everything is going.
Yeah.
And we know how to run behind it and pick up the pieces, whether it's information or leads or bookings or shows or fans, so that we can hit with a follow-up newsletter, so that we can hit with the color scheme, so that we can hit with the membership. Hey man, sign up to our text army. Give me $3 a month. How many subscribers do you need a year at $5 to make $1 million? I don't know. Figure
It's
it
math.
out, bro. Math.
It's all math. And then you do more of what works and less of what doesn't.
And you only know what works and what doesn't until you failed
Repetition.
or succeeded.
Exactly.
Agreed.
Podcast.
Exactly.
Nobody expected us to get to 50 episodes because nobody is expected to make it to their 50th episode. Most podcasts will not. 90% of podcasts will make it to episode 50. So we're not going to be consistent until we're at week 60 or 65, and we've been doing this shit every week for a year, and we're not consistent. We got to make it to 50. That's when we get to 50. Okay, cool. You've surpassed the most. Now what you got for me? So, even for us.
Most people don't make it because they're in it for the money, and there's no money in what we do.
It
We have
takes a
spent
long
far
time.
more than we have made.
And leaps
doing
and
this.
bounds.
Yeah.
Leaps and bounds, paying for websites, paying for all of us for fuel, everything that we have to
Yes.
do, everything, the merchandising, the graphics, the editing, everything that goes on with it, the housing of it all
Everything.
costs money. And
Yep.
we won't even begin to scratch. We'd have to sell 100 hoodies a month in order to break even. No, we don't
Agreed.
sell the hoodies because I'm not here to sell t-shirts. I got t-shirts up for the people that feel that what we do is so dynamic that they have to support
they
it in one
have
way,
to,
shape, or form.
right.
I don't want your money, bro. Buy a t-shirt and wear it so somebody else can ask you where you got it from,
Yeah.
and then maybe you'll be able to pay it forward. That's all I ask. But other than that, we don't sell this shit, man. We give it away. We done paid for it with our blood, sweat, and tears so that you can have it for free. Cheat code.
Cheat code.
Yeah, bish.
What a conclusion.